Hey, thanks for tuning in. I'm Evan Wishrop, a climbing rod developer for the last 10 years. In this video, I want to show you a little behind the scenes of a new route I've been working on bolting. This is day 6 of the project. It's been a slow and complicated project, just trying to get all the moving parts sorted. But hopefully this video gives you a little good insight into some of the challenges with bolting new routes, especially when doing it on steep overhangs with glue-ins.
Put this in efficiency mode, as I call it.
I'm not intending this as any sort of instructional video because there's just way too much to learn to be putting into a single video. But hopefully it gives a little glimpse at some of the techniques and many challenges that come with installing a route with glue-ins.
Put the pulley on the top side. I found this to be an effective way for me to just get moving. All the gear is tagged on, and now I just gotta get to work.
Part 1 of the video, I'm just setting up the ropes to get everything in place, and then also removing a few old bolts on a section of the route that's shared with an old route.
So I'm jugging up so I can get the rope through a bunch of directionals because I want to glue the bolts in on the way up. And the reason for doing the bolts on the way up is that as I go, I just clean the directionals.
The second part of the video is actually installing those glue-ins. Goes pretty well, but made a few little efficiency errors, and I figured I'd leave all those in just so you guys can see some of the challenges that can pop up while putting in glue-ins.
And since I'm up here, I'm gonna chop these last few old bolts.
Hope you enjoy watching, and if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below.
So I gotta get up to where I can kick off and get enough momentum to swing down to the bolts below. Take off the ascender. A lot of people ask, why don't I just use another jugging method that's more efficient? And I've tried a lot of them, but I've found that this method, by the end of the day, is more efficient. It gets me working on the other stuff longer, which is the real work. So one of the ways that this system's more efficient is that, boom, I'm back to jugging mode. But actually, I'm not even gonna jug right now, I'm just using this to haul. And I could haul with my micro traction on my harness, but I'm going for speed here rather than muscle conservation. So everything here is a trade-off. So I'm just gonna haul. There comes the gear. There we go. Now, because I'm not using micro traction, if I let go, this bag goes to the ground and I ruin everything in it. There's some Moab sand in there. So I don't want to pull all the rope through, so I'm just gonna go ahead and drop it. Like that, okay, clear, nobody there. I'm gonna wrench off the nut on this bolt and then cut it off. I'm gonna shift this off here, hook something good there. I imagine this should come off pretty decently once I get it on there. Ooh, a little wobbly. Oh wow, that came off easy. Well, I don't have any slings on me today, so I'm gonna do a little noob sling here. All right. Ah, yeah. Wow, how much we got left? Sometimes the bolt will spin and you don't realize it's not loosening. But generally it doesn't do that when it's super rusty. Oh, I was wrong. Okay, so the bolt is spinning this whole time. The threads aren't allowing it, but the bolt itself is coming loose from the hole. So what we do in this instance is I'm actually going to tension, get rid of my hook. Now I'm fully tensioning this bolt, and if the bolt blows, then I just take a little swing. But yeah, right now my goal is, so, look at that. Okay, so, ooh, hot. Okay, so we thought that the bolt wasn't too bad, but yeah, snapped on the inside. And I took my little swing, always good fun. I'm gonna keep my swing going because I wanna hook to this next one. I'm gonna just patch that another day. I have so much work I have to do today, and that's an easy job for another day. Yeah, that was great. Didn't have to grind it. Oh, oh, that's awesome. I love that right there at the chains. We've all been there. Foot jam and rapidly swap. That was exciting. Nice work. Okay, so this one is coming loose. Easy. Super wobbly. This one might just snap also. We'll see what happens. It's always a mystery. You never know. Could snap, could get stuck. You could end up having to grind. But if you have to grind it, it's nice when you can get a little bit of space right here to fit the grinder wheel. See what's going on? Oh yeah, this one. Threads are toast. So it's just spinning inside the hole. So basically I'm just going to annoy the metal in there until it decides to give up. So I'm gonna add some tension on it. My swing is safe. If it snaps, swing out into space and don't have to worry too much except for just the hassle of getting back on. It's not too much of a necessity, but I also don't want to shock load annoyingly. Oh, snapped. Snapping bolts left and right. That is not how they're supposed to break. Oh, that's so funny. So now, since I'm setting up to work the rest of the route below me, I'm gonna add some refixing here, or whatever you like to call it, because I don't want my rope seesawing over this edge. So if I was to just clip a directional to get myself in place, as I jug up, it's gonna seesaw, which here is not terrible, but I just want to minimize that rub and that wear and tear. So I'm gonna do a clove hitch here. You can do alpine butterfly, figure eight. But controversially, I find the clove hitch to be the easiest to untie. You just have to have the secret technique on how to untie it. Now, since I have so much weight on me, rather than pulling up, I'm just gonna stand in a sling. I'm gonna stand in the sling, pull up on my green rope, take the hook off, take my little foot sling out of the way, and I'm just gonna put it like that. Now we have this bolt. Okay, here's the grinder. I'm gonna clip this onto something reliable. Make sure nobody's below me. Wait for it to stop spinning. Hammer, chisel, make sure nobody's below me. Hot metal. There we go. Almost went in his shoes. Oh, that's funny. That's real funny. We'll back up here. Well, that's why we clip in everything. So then you got some bolts like this that are just stubborn little buggers. Clear below. You lose the washer sometimes and the nut, but that's way better than trying to catch it since they're burning hot. They did not over drill it, so technically I need to grind that. Damn. All right, new re-anchor there. Grab my sling to stand in because I've got all this gear on me. Sometimes for these rebelays, I like to use these old worn out dog bones because, you know, if this thing were to blow, it's just super inconsequential. Nothing happens. And honestly, I'm broke. I'd rather wear out my old quick draws than my fancy newer ones, which the new ones are also extremely old. So I've got a good swing going on here. And I don't want to have to clip too many of these because the more I clip, the longer it's gonna take for me to get from the last bolt I have to place down there to the first bolt I have to place way up there. So I need to make this as fast as possible with as minimal stops as I can. Now I think I've got one down there I can use. If I'm wrong, then I just waste a lot of energy. I think I was wrong. I was wrong. Hey, people on the internet, it is okay to say that you're wrong. Honestly, it's kind of a point of pride to admit that you're wrong. And if we all did that, the world would be a lot nicer if we could all be a little bit more comfortable to admit when we're wrong. All right, so I just got to regain that swing and then stop the swing, go the other way. Oh, that was bad. Oh shit, maybe I'll come in. That was unplanned. I mean, no, it was super planned. It was so pro. Absolutely thought that was the way that was gonna go. I'm so badass. Hashtag sarcasm. If I pull there, that's not gonna rub, so I'm not gonna do a rebelay here. I'm just gonna do a directional, and that will save a lot of time when I'm trying to get between pieces. Okay, so there's that one. So I've got a hole there. I drilled this one because I originally thought that's where the real bolt was gonna go. Then I was wrong. I just throw that bolt in there. I'm gonna plug my little shorty in there. Okay. I'm not gonna do a rebelay here. And onto the ground. Once you get on the ground, the weight is no longer on the gree-gree, spread out through the belay loop, and everything gets real heavy. So now I'm gonna organize everything here, set myself up for jugging, clean my gear up. Okay, that's good. Put that in front. I want that one. Okay, take off this. You got a plastic bag?
You need a plastic bag for?
Okay. You got like, oh, you got an empty can?
Yeah, well, I can make one. Here you go.
All right, very generous of you.
Yes.
First photo ever of Andy Slurm Chadsworth the Fourth.
Charmsworth.
Sorry, Charmsworth. I see it, yeah. All right, so here's the list. Arrive, blow, test depth, clean if needed. If too short, drill. Opposite drill bits.
Just take this.
Yeah, I'm not carrying enough. There we go. Then drill if needed. All sizes of drill bits, check. Glue, pop tube into the dispensary can there. Rags, set, spare glue, catch nozzle, and a sender on the rope. Gree set.
You got your pulley? Yep.
Okay, hammer for taking out fixed pieces. Okay, I've got screw wrench, micro tracks just in case.
I was just gonna ask if you had a micro track.
Anchors, sweet. And then when I get down, I'm gonna sprint over there.
Just because the glue's gonna get.
Because the glue's gonna get fucked there.
Yeah.
So when I finish with our, oh, you left some. What is this?
There's no caffeine in it.
Yeah, and then I'll squirt a load into there to start the clock again.
Okay.
And run. Here we go.
You got enough shit to attach to your blow loop or no?
Yeah, it's all has a rhyme and reason. Okay. Put that up there. Start recording. All right. All right, so this is what we use a plastic bag, the bag it comes in, and that's why we call it the condom, because then, no, not an actual condom. Okay, so now it's coming out the tip, so we are 1, 2, 3, 4, and release. Yep. And then you take that home and make sure it cures. All right. Now I'm new to this particular epoxy, so I'm gonna play it safe and overfill the hole, because it'd be better to overfill it than underfill it. Okay, so I'm gonna get a bolt in my hand. So now I've got my rag ready to go. Let's pull myself in tight. And oh yeah, definitely put in too much epoxy, but that's okay. I'd rather have too much and have to clean up a messy hole than have not enough.
The first glue in that you see me install here is actually my 819th glue in that I've installed.
Ah, beautiful. God, that's so good.
So I've had many, many years of installing glue ins and run into all sorts of challenges or errors.
Oh, I did not bring my trash bag in my whole count. Okay, so first step is make sure that the glue is clean. Okay, now we have a little air pocket there. That's always annoying. Just surface level. So I'm just going to So now I'm gonna take this off. Well, it'll sure be nice to paint these bolts. Okay, let it fly. That's gonna look a lot better when it's painted. All right, so we're tagging up some important stuff here. Snacks. Oh, I like getting pampered like this. Oh yeah. Letting it rip. Chalk going up and right means it is a short bolt. Let's just double check. And I need to be quick because I went into snack mode there. So now I'm wishing that I hadn't gone into snack mode. Because it turns out this hole is a little too shallow. There we go. My comfy clock is a little short. I want a little bit more security, so I'm gonna hook a pocket, but I'm gonna choose a pocket that we're not sticking a finger in, so in case I break it, we're okay. Take the lid off. Now I'm just gonna slowly squeeze the trigger as I pull the gun out. And I'm kind of feeling where I've left off so I don't create air bubbles. Release it. Release the tension lever, I mean. Lower that down. I grab a paper towel. Okay. That's another short bolt. We've double checked it. Okay. So red. Slack that. All right, we're gonna take a swing. Oh, let's get the spin. All right. Oh, come on. I have to go fast here because I've got a long distance to travel till the next bolt that I'm gonna place. And I don't want the epoxy to dry in the nozzle. If you ever see a clove hitch like this, sometimes it can be a little worrisome, like it's gonna get stuck. Just grab the other side, yank the other side, and then you're good to go. And comes right off. Now you could do an alpine butterfly here. It's very popular, but I like the fact when I get the clove hitch undone, it's just gone. Nothing there. All right. Another one. I think I'm okay on the clock of the epoxy in the tube, but if I was worried, I would just shoot some of it into the bag. Pull the other side. Quick, quick, quick. No time. Ooh, here we go, come on. Ooh. Oh yeah. So I have to jug past where I'm trying to go. So I need to get the directional in. Okay. Clock is running. In fact, I might even go backwards. And I think I'm gonna do this more convenient bolt first. Whew, tiring, okay. Put in the temporary, lock it, short draw. The clock is running on my epoxy tube, so I need to get this going fast. Okay, that's a long bolt. Oh yeah, glue got a little thick, but not bad. I probably had another 2 minutes on that nozzle. And if the epoxy cures in the nozzle, you gotta take that nozzle off and put on another one. Costs money having to put on a new nozzle and wastes a ton of glue because then you have to pump new glue to mix in the nozzle. The clock has now started over because I've pumped all that epoxy through the nozzle. So we got another 10 minutes or so. And I slightly overfilled this just to be safe because it's got this weird top section, kind of more of a cosmetic fill right here rather than structural. Oh God, what a mess. Oh, this epoxy is so liquid. It's very liquid. Wow, okay, what a mess. What a mess. Normally I use Hilti RE500 version 3, which is also red, has pretty much the exact same specs as this, but this is a little liquidy. Because this is all weird rock that kind of like blew away when I drilled it, I am gonna hang one of my junk draws on it to see how it hangs and if I can push it in anymore. Oh God, so annoying. I forgot my trash bag. All right, junk draw, here we go. Yeah, right about there. Some more glue into there since I wiped away a bunch while trying to clean it up. This is ever an example to show some of the complicated scenarios that arise. Sometimes it's all gravy. Oh my God, you're kidding me. This one's so hard to clean up. Oh my God, what a hassle. Really gentle here. So I did a new rebelay. So I can go down to this bolt. Oh man, I got glue everywhere. Ugh, great. This is why we use cheap pants. And my eye itches, but I can't touch it because of all the epoxy around. Now I have gloves in the bag, but I never use them because they just end up ripping. Oh, come on. And we definitely gotta do this quick. And now I'm down to one eye because my eye is watering. Okay, I got a dollop on the tip. Put towel ready. Hammer time. Catch the splooge. Push it around the top if possible. Yeah, see, this is much more how I want it to go. Just like that. Okay, ready to zip on up. There we go. Everything's harder when it's all coated in glue. That bolt was such a hassle. You can tell it's buried pretty deep, but it's still super clippable. Just had to really work with that notch. Oh, my abs. Okay, come on. Watching. I got a couple of seconds. Come on. Oh, okay. Oh my God, my abs are exploding right now. The clock is reset now that I've pumped that in there.
So after I got down, had to run over around the corner to this awesome route called Lord of the Flies. It's an 11A slab that climbs directly over the ocean. We established this route with a shared anchor with the 5.9 to the right, but it turned out it was a little confusing for people. So anyway, we decided to go ahead and put another anchor in, and turned out to be a great call. Just cost us about $100 and some time and running. But so as I jug up here, I'm just trying to get to the other existing anchors, remove the rebelay, swing over, and go ahead and fill those holes. And just like the route before it, all the holes are pre-drilled, pre-cleaned, ready to go. Just have to get up there and squirt the glue out of the nozzle to start that clock over. Because the biggest fear here is that the epoxy dries in the nozzle and then we're just stuck. You know, you got to put another nozzle on and that costs a bunch of money, wastes a bunch of glue. So the best move is just go quick, be efficient, and get it done.
Day 7 working on the new route, so check this out. Last time I put in all the bolts with that super strong but also super obnoxiously red epoxy. So now I'm coming up here, camouflaging them. Look at that, the epoxy is of no visual impact anymore.
So I hope you enjoyed watching this video and learned something about the process of installing glue ins. Like, comment, and give me money for bolts.